I was having microphone, microphone, microphone issues, and now I'm not. So we have the full moon in Scorpio at 29 degrees, which is trine our famed Neptune at 29 degrees. And I would like to share with you a bit that I think that 99.99% of people don't know is their spiritual life, their real life, the nature of reality. Now, you have a chance to glimpse this. I mean, it's almost like you don't. Please stay away from the synthetic means of attaining this beautiful access into what's really going on. Don't do any LSD. Don't take mushrooms. Don't drink alcohol. Of course, never do that. And don't even smoke. Well, maybe. Yeah, but just drink some water, blessed water, Neptune. Go to the ocean. Take your shoes off. Sit in the sand. Fall asleep. But you should be doing this anyway. See, this is what if you see the Taurus call. It says slow down because watch this. We're going through a spiritual awakening. See, this is it. This is the initiation, really. It's the initiation. Sorry, it's the initiation period. And with Neptune going back, I'm sorry, Pluto going backwards in Aquarius. See, what's happening to me is I'm doing more and more astrology, and I'm beginning to get back into the meditative study and just understanding the whole. Well, I do just the 5 planets. I mean, 9, and then there's Chiron. That I know that is important to me anyway. I'm having a Chiron return. Very difficult. Having it in the first house too is even double difficult because it's like your whole life, your mission, your very point of being is to be this healer. Not really, it's you're healing yourself and then you're taking other people with you maybe. I mean, how are you doing with your journey? It's either that or the other, Huns. Really. There's just 2 types of people to look at on this plane. A lot of people are bored with that, especially narcissists, because it's like, no, I mean, you can apply it to just about everything. So anyway, in case you're interested in anything, getting back to, yes, with Pluto going backwards in Aquarius, is going to, see, we've already been kind of excavated of some things that we have to process out of our subconscious programming, which is very difficult. This is being done on a collective scale. The Pluto activity is always affecting us, but we have like a Kickstarter there with the fact of in 2020 when it was conjunct Jupiter at the same time as being conjunct Saturn, I think it was. If I remember right. Yeah, and that was the pivoting point. Really, what was happening there is something very interesting. Well, and according to what now I know, I'm picking up on, and just doing the right math, and then it's like, oh boy. And so brace yourselves because it's more purging time of old patterns and that subconscious ghost matter, it seems like, and through your relationships because Pluto in Aquarius, it rules this humanity thing, your friends, humanity itself. I need to work on something here and make sure I don't get cut off. So there's Gemini that trines it. It starts to light up the trine communications, Gemini, and then Libra is like knows how to. It's really hard to tell what the hell Libra is because it says I love. I say it's the self-organizing system. It's just this machine. Now, what is in battle with this uprise of consciousness, which is the next generation, is AI. You have that's a self-organizing synthesize. It's a synthesized version of what the human consciousness, say, who knows how to play music, just off the top, just says, boom, it's an A. We see the spectrum now lighting up. It's very, very Libra. Very, very love. Because it's so strange. It's like, what is love? Love is really actually like that. It's not looking at the obvious. You've got two spectrums of things that you're looking at usually. There's right down the middle too, with the balance and how they're a whole. And whew, Libras are just about as confusing as Gemini in their way of having to deal with their polarities and the intensity of who they are. I mean, all of them are, but see, I think that we have a problem right up at Libra. It really opposes. It's the first opposition that sees the other, so it's very intense with Mars, Aries. Um, Mars is the male, and then Libra is Venus ruled female. And so we have this. Why am I talking about it? Well, we're awakening mankind. Well, come on, humankind. And I talked about the transhumanism thing. That's a good thing. The bad thing is dehumanization. I was so confusing on my last video talking about it. It's because there is this thing going on. It's like, well, let alone the reversed curse, They don't tell us that there's dehumanizing because that changes the game. They never tell us of the one side, and a lot of times the way that they show that they'll hide the one side is to make it in plain sight and say, no, we don't want this. That's what they're doing with the word transhumanism, because I was bringing it up because how could you have transhumanism without there being the presence of the human quality? There's more on the earth right now that are confused with their presence of the human quality over just the mind. The human quality is of the heart, the mind isn't. It's just a memory bank, it's a computer. And that's where the split is happening. That's where we're thinking. It's like, well, which one do you identify with? Are you the electrical being that hits reality and says, here's the truth? Or are you a mind that says, well, let me just wait a while before I can log into that? And no, maybe not right now. It's like, are you kidding? You are left in the dust, babe. See, you can see both of the philosophies trying to be here. And one is more dominating. Guess which one it is? I know I'm saying something to men. I'm sorry. The mind, mentality. That's what I meant to say. Did I not? It's a very, very controversial subject matter because it's dangerous because the one side of the organism, there's two sides here. And I'm not saying that it's gender. Well, I'm not. I'm saying that this is gender. Oh God, this is so confusing. But no. Yeah, there's two sides biologically. Okay. There's men and women here. Both of them come from one side, though. What do you think that side is? What I'm saying, the actual birth. Somebody does quality control. I say, right. I'm picking. See, this is so far ahead of people. But right at the spigot, the woman has a profound responsibility. She's in the position of this power due to her sensitivities. She can smell like 50,000 different molecules in a man. She says like 600 trillion different fucking words a day than a man does. And I see, this is causing war out there when it's just a fact. We can talk about men, okay, and so you need to find the masculine to tell them about your divine masculine. What we'll say about it is they surrendered their mind and look into the truth, and they get better this way. They are physically very strong. This is just a fact. They're stronger. If there was a battle between the two physicalities and they were to get into the same things, weightlifting or whatever, the man is always going to be lifting 600 pounds more. He has a lot more physical, like, power as far as his will to apply in this realm to build things. I didn't just say he's lording over anybody or anything. I'm just describing who that is. I can't really represent it very well because I'm not a man. I'm not a man. I even though I'm a Aries rising 6 degrees. I'm Mars ruled, so I'm very masculine. It's the difference between me and a lot of women. I go ahead and I say, we can do this too. Look, I just changed this in my car and now we're playing baseball and I can fucking I can do a hook shot. Let's break dance. Well, you want to play what? I'm right there up there. I love playing with them. You know, you want to be careful of the physical, but uh, I don't have a psychological block as far as playing. Are we going to play together? Playing with them? I'm just a very physical person, being an Aries rising, and part of my problem nowadays is I'm not doing physical as much. I'm trying to land some jobs to do, and like I said in the past, and it's the truth, I've worked jobs just for my health, particularly the yard working jobs. Somebody showed me how to do it singularly to where it's really easy and amazing. If you watch me work, you'll know exactly the only way to do a yard. But people won't do it. Well, they're on the clock, right, doing money, and no, I'm on my body, and I don't want to be here forever. I just want to get a little workout, and I do want to be effective on the job, and I am, and I make money doing it. $35 an hour. Yeah. I had one honest customer, and she said, I want you for the year-round thing. I don't want it just once a year. And I said, yeah, because it'll only take 1 to 2 hours to do it, but I do it 4 times a year, and so see, I want 12 houses and to nail that down, and somehow it might take 2 years or something. So with real live camaraderie, really, I connect with this person just eye to eye, and she is allowing me. That's all, and I'm like, okay, I'm at your service, baby, and I fucking work my ass off, and I do not waste anybody's time or mine. I like to do a really thorough job, and a lot of people like. Uh, I have to be careful of that because sometimes I'll take it down to the dirt, to the fire abatement. You know, anyway. And people are trying to do gardening and stuff. And it's like I know, but you know what? Keep it up and just figure there's mulch out there, in the forest. Absolutely, nobody's out there taking care of what they should. Take the dead stuff down, and they should be out there. And yeah, we're taking it down to dirt over here, and it's just whatever, you know. Within a year, you know how it gets, and within 2 years, it can be this fucking fix. So illusion, illusion, illusion. A lot of times, right? As long as we're not polluting the place. Gee. If there's a lot of trees, then you won't get that much erosion. Anyway, it is erosion though. So anyway, thanks for listening to this. I'm feeling a little better. I'm realizing some things, going through a heavy duty experience of something that I only think that love can bring on and just the process that we're going through. I mean, I'm here to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, you need to pull through with your love relationships. Like say, the call for you, it's testing. There's always this glimmering, shining path that love is going to take you. If you're worthy, if you know how to surrender the mind, like I said, that's the thing, is love will take you there. Only if it finds you worthy. And getting back to these aspects, what I was trying to say about Libra lighting up, that used to say I love, but now it says I balance, and I kind of deeply understand the balance thing. I'm about to channel that because it has to do, yes, it has to do, it has scales there, and it has to do with money. Now, who has this? The female. The Venus. The Venus. I was talking about Libra's Venus rule. Don't attack me. I'm just looking at astrology. And it speaks to you how that this, not only the universe works, but how it works through us into this plane and makes a so-called creation or world kind of extraterrestrial. Extraterrestrial just means extra terrain or layer and or earth. Terrestrial actually means earth. Look up your words and avoid getting ooh woo ooh ha ha, and know that there's another side. Okay, so there's transhumanism, which is good. It means that now the human is moving across itself. The organism has a deadened side, perhaps, and I was going to say this. Look, love is your alive side, and the mind is your dead side. It's the fear, and a lot of people are moving into this like they have no will to just, you know what, you have to go and do it. Use your heart. Just say, I have faith in my physical embodiment that what has happened. I mean, do it while you can, right? Because look at the disease that happens. Look at the disease that will happen if you don't do that. And having said that, babes, everybody has a level of disease here. Everybody's sick somehow, some way. If you notice it, it's like, God, the system does not allow people. I mean, it is so fucked up. I'm here to tell you, Jesus was here to tell you, this is not your world. This isn't your world. And if you can follow my teachings, I promise that you will not experience illness. You will not experience getting old. You will not experience doing death. It won't be such a, what they mean is that it's not the final frontier. The final frontier is getting all past that. And literally the diseases that we are used to, they shouldn't have ever gotten used to it. Really, they're doing it normal now. If you listen to where it's going, how they advertise, it's like, well, we'll just hang it in the air, and it's not a cure. It's so fucking weird. But at the same time, there are people saying, excuse me, no, never forget that there are foods that can cure this. You fast, you do holistic healing, you go out into Mother Nature, I swear by it, you pray, you say no, you get into your body, you start doing main staple stuff, you get away from all that stuff why do people just all of a sudden grab for it and say, yay, like I grab it for my cell phone and fry my brains over the last 10 years. They fucking got to me here up in the mountains, and that's it, and that was so deadly. It's deadly. People are getting brain damaged. Let alone because there's, your narcissist can do that. I already talked about it, and I don't want to get so many dislikes and disinterests, but that's the contagion. They're too much work, right? Got to be careful, see, because they can turn you into that. You get turned into a narcissist. It could be temporary because you're going into a mode of survival, and you're using all these tactics. You could lie, you could manipulate, you could be mean, you can try and test people and say you don't love me, and but you can pull out of it. See, the thing about what we talk usually when we're talking about the narcissist, they are the malignant case that there's no cure for them, and so now what? So you can't love them. They kind of laugh at you with that. They hate you for that. They can't let it make them grow. See, they're not curable. They are a fully encapsulated mind that will not give up, like a warrior. I'm not a warrior, a soldier that just is the big black boot forever. Watch out for that. It thinks it's right at all costs. Anyway, this was a profoundly amazing video, wasn't it? I'm glad that the sound came back on, and I made 2 profound videos that, boy, am I looking worse than this. I wanted to tell you about this full moon coming up. There's going to be a lot of emotions. It's coming up now. Now let me look at where it exactly. It's May, and we have a full moon coming up, and it happens at the end of the month. Here, where is it? We have, okay, there's Libra moon, and then that's on, oh my goodness. It's coming up really, really soon, like tomorrow. And see, where it's going to happen, my friends, is no, it's see my okay, oh, it's at 29 degrees. It's right on the cusp. That's why I'm going like, oh God, what is it? So, see, I'm pretty sure this is Scorpio. I guess it depends on where you are. No, it stays in Scorpio though, while it's full. The sun moves into Gemini during the moon being full in Scorpio. That's what's tripping me out. But the moon is going to be full in Scorpio tonight. It says it's tonight. Tomorrow morning, maybe. It depends on like where in the world you are. I'm doing a 12-hour kind of blip right here. I'm getting back into my intuitive astrology now that I'm doing it and looking at this. knowing, memorizing, and placing it in my mind what's happening, you're going to get a lot better overview of the full-on like fingerprint that I can see. I'm actually very good at this. I'm supposed to do astrology. Having a Mercury conjunct Uranus, I have actually been good at it before and amazed some people. I have an intuitive ability anyway, and so one time, I mean, it was right in front of somebody's face, but I guessed somebody's birthday. Out of the 365 days a year that they were born, I guessed it. Spot on. I've guessed people's rising sign. I've guessed their signs easily. Their sun sign, their rising sign. I've guessed the time. See, when you guess their rising sign, you get their sun sign, and then you're looking at them, and now you're going to tell them what time of day they were born. And I've been right most of the time. In front of people at the bar or something like that. They're like, ah! And then so by the time that's happening, everybody is trying to impress me with their dirty ass jokes and all of their amazing, profoundly perception bending feats of articulation and whatever men do. Back to how that the sun moves into Gemini in the middle of. So this tells me that there's going to be a massive. Oh my goodness, and here comes Jupiter going into Gemini. See, I hope to God that you can take advantage of this moon in Pisces and relax. Get into the highest conversation with the purest fucking form of that connection of your highest self, which is your inner sanctuary. Because when we're getting done with the tranquil and actually rather boring Jupiter and Taurus, which it's just in general that Taurus is known to be a little bit. It's like, okay, let's slow down for Taurus over there and chew our cud a little bit. We're getting stable. Okay, we're getting stable. In the stable, the sheep are there, and it's like, the weather's great, isn't it? Doesn't even fucking talk about the weather, but no, they get pissed really easy. They can get disrupted, you know, poor little farm sheep animals. But no, so you want to relax with this because, boy, it's like the gates are going to open communications, about communications, where from communications, all the level of communications. It's going to be, and you want to get something right here out of all of this that's going to be coming up right at the end of the month. We're going into Jupiter and Gemini, along with the Sun in Gemini. Coming up tomorrow. We're heading into summer, supposedly, here, and yeah, things are moving so fast. I have fruits out there. It's like, zing. You're going to have everything. Boom! Before we know it, it's going to be winter. Would you please realize that when you get older, time speeds up, and then because you can imagine when you're 3 years old, a whole half of your lifespan is 1.5 years. So if you can imagine, you know, you're waiting around. You're like, one day it feels like a partial portion of your life. A kid cannot wait. They're like, what? I have to wait half my life for that? Fuck! When they're 8 years old, half of their life is 4 years, and like, they can't imagine it. Like, fuck you in time. By the time you get to be my age, it's like, well, excuse me, I can almost hear the fucking peaches growing right now. And it's like, all right, and then what? Now just go and get the wood case and now meditate. You're supposed to meditate here. What is meditation? It's a form of hypnosis and or sleep, but it's better than that because you're getting downloads. You're like, oh, okay, now it's time to shake the hand of your favorite scientist. We're all getting together and don't miss the cartoon. It's out there too. 3 dimensions. Cartoon land, body. Cartoon land, heart. Outer space. The final frontier. So the nature of outer space, Hans, where creation of creation is happening. We happen to be in a very dense dream right here. It's dense. It's like slow. Actually, it'll happen. Just we have to wait till tomorrow. Why? Well, it's nighttime now. Nothing's open. Oh, okay. Good luck. So that's why I suggest everybody's running around so fucking fast. Like, oh my God, don't you learn by now? It's time to completely relax and get into your true wealth in your microcosms and get stable that way. I didn't just say don't do anything. You just relax into your routine. It's microcosmic. You're like, and everybody's fed. It's very Taurus, and everybody's sexed, and everybody's meditating in their space, and there isn't anything better to do. You don't think that anything else happening, but and then try and get to know people around you. Say, hey, do you want a zucchini? And if they refuse it, those aren't your friends. They're kind of weird. Do they eat too much meat? I don't know. Sorry about this, but here we go. Neptune, trine moon, full. Good for artists to make them see spiritual expressors, mystics who use the medium of art to bridge the unseen scene to the scene. I've been playing music so fucking amazingly. It's only because I've been playing since the age 3 and I'm supposed to. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, and a lot of me, of course, there's a huge part of me that says, no, you're not good enough to do any of this. But it's like, no, you have been doing nothing but knocking the socks off of people when you get your venue down and you know it's a fucking routine. You got to get it right from beginning to end. Make them kids not fucking skip a beat when you're there and then just make them go crazy. And they're like, tomorrow. And their mothers are like, no. They're narcissistic mothers, by the way. I mean, they're not mothers, really. They are the non-human. They are the ones that we worry about. It's like, babe, you're not human, man. You say yes. We say yes. Why? The universe said yes to you. The universe is just a huge yes. You don't get it. You don't. Put your eyes on. Put your eyes on. EYES. Anyway, do you see it? Yeah. This is the living book. If there is a living book, this is it. That's why it's so tattered. It's like, you can imagine, this is 2047. It's, look at the life it's been through. I mean, look at the life that these books have been through. Whew! If they're living, they boy, by the time, I trip out on by the time we get to, what the hell happened in 1960s? Look at these pages. Good God, is it telling the truth about the 1960s? Was there something going on? Tell me. War, maybe? I don't know. Some of them, like this one person said, this person is so wicked. Look at their chart. And I was looking, and it's like, this is, as a matter of fact, I don't even have this page. It's been stabbed to death. I was like, it's kind of like a tarot throw when you look back at it. Did you notice the video that I put up? I made it in January, and I'm gonna move it onto my Facebook page on the full moon here. It's actually on the full moon here, where now you can watch it if you want. And it's very, very timeless, but it's meant for this time. The synchronicity of it, where something is operating through me and saying, Shauna, yes, and then put that video there. And then it happened with another video, and I'm like, oh my God, and then boom, and it's correlating, as an astrologer, an intuitive one, it's divine. It's, the synchronicity it zings you into, even though, see, I've been experiencing extreme, lows and extreme high. I experience extreme hate for people and extreme love. I look extremely ugly, and then all of a sudden I look beautiful. Welcome to the extremes. That's scORpIO for you, and we have moon going there. It's a kind of difficult place for the moon. People being emotional. Don't let that stop. Back away if it's emotional sickness or something. But there's also good emotions, babe. All emotions are good. You need to listen to them. You need to not ever. I heard this saying that says there isn't such a thing as too intense of an emotion. If you're feeling it, you need to just feel it, sit through it, find out where it's coming from. There is a beautiful thing happening. That's what I was saying is, if you can be quiet enough, go to the ocean, sit, be meditative during this full moon, because you want to get the benefits of the spiritual downloads that are going to happen with this Neptune trine. And so the communication needs to come from there. It's going to come, it has to, because we are moving like crazy forward after the Jupiter goes into Gemini, and then processing through. There's Pluto going backwards back into Capricorn, which is making us more used to dropping off the old patterning of traditional values that don't work anymore. See, that Capricorn thing, it's more like a goodbye to the control system that doesn't make sense. We don't have to do that, okay? And we don't feel completely ripped apart. We are perfectly intact without a lot of the shit. That's what Uranus and Taurus has been trying to yell at us about. It's like, nah, maybe not. Hey, I got an idea. Let's don't. I know what I'm going to do. I'm just going to get a cool glass of water and sit in the sun. Really, it's the mind that wants to keep chugging and chugging. It's like, don't go to the mountains until you've just conquered that. Because you don't know how to relax now. You're just going to build on top of building. And you could see, somebody built a platform over here. I don't know what they're going to do, but all they did was bring their lawn chairs and set it on there. I'm like, babes, I can bring my fucking lawn chair and put it anywhere along the creek. Just make a little flat spot. You don't have to build something. When those people came here, their dogs, big pit bulls, they killed a neighborhood cat here that would come around, and it was apparently hunting in I was wondering, why don't I have any mice by my chicken food? There was a cat hunting, and I already kind of knew that, and I saw it. Well, it got killed in my yard by this big pit bull. It was a visitor, whoever fucking is building that fucking platform out there, and it's like, needed the platform, huh? Need just to put your fucking $12 lawn chairs on them. Please have a band set up there later on or something. Just tell me you're doing something else than that. Put a crystal ball, maybe build a tent, put a xylophone on there and start playing. I don't know, but just the lawn chairs and some fucking shallow bitches sitting there telling lies about my rooster. My most recent rooster did not come over and bone her chickens, and that was a long time ago.